All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So this is the OnePlus Nord N10 This is their latest 5G device, and this is the latest phone from OnePlus at the current recording of this video. So this device, I'm starting right here with the display because this is a beautiful display. This is a 6.5 inch. Basically, it says 6.49. It's basically a 6.5 inch display, 1080p by 2400, and it's absolutely beautiful. You do have the little punch hole camera in the screen there and kind of a larger edge on the bottom, but it's nothing that's going to distract you from the beautiful viewing angles and stuff that this device can produce. Now, this is a clear indication that OnePlus cares about the display and according to the price, because sometimes companies will skimp on areas, and they could have easily tried to make this a 720p display. Because it is one of their lower price devices, one of two. There's also the Nord N100, but that one has its spec down even lower, but it too has a 1080p display, I believe. So they did good on their displays, and that's why I started here. And the device has good speakers, so let's listen for a moment. Not just developer mode, but just other things. They feel like they don't want to mess up anything. So it's our job really to educate consumers, for sure. That's what I do. I'm using my voice to kind of educate consumers and kind of speak for consumers when I do some of these videos, or most of these videos, because I want them to be. So the phone is like most phones. When you get it in full volume, that's where you really can see the peak of how the speakers sound. Between 60 and 100% is where most phones today will end up being played at. Because anything lower than 50 on a lot of phones, it's just not good. It's not good at all. It's really low. So with this phone though, it sounds great, and I like it. I think the display is beautiful, and I like everything about the display and the speakers. So, and someone made a comment about dual speakers versus stereo speakers. What they're saying is this isn't stereo sound coming from here. You just have a speaker here and here. And sometimes dual speakers can be on here and here, but in this device you do have a split setup. But it sounds good, man. I don't have any complaints about this. It's not labeled as stereo speakers. It's labeled as dual speakers, and they're right. There is a difference, but I really can't tell the difference. Yeah, I can't tell the difference at all. So screen and speaker quality and media consumption, this is a win for this device. Now let's talk about design. So on the front here, you do see that 6.5 inch display. Let me get my microfiber cloth, because this device looks like fingerprint heaven once you once you start touching the back. But the design of this device is different from OnePlus. So you no longer have a vibrate and mute switch. You just have a volume up and down and a power. And that's unfortunate, because I really liked that about OnePlus devices. And you also have a headphone jack on this one. So the fact that it doesn't have that vibrate mute switch, I'm okay with it, because you get a headphone jack if you so desire. It's like a trade-off they made, and I understand. I definitely appreciate the headphone jack, even though they took away the vibrate mute switch. But you know, that's just what it is. So you got Type C as well. And you have another canceling microphone up here. On this side, you have the volume rocker and the SIM tray. And then over here, just a power button. Now on the back is where you see them really digging in and making some changes. After I get it cleaned up here, still can't get it that clean. They have a fingerprint reader on the back here, and then they have the quad camera setup right here with the LED flash, and I think that's pretty fire right there. That's pretty good. The fact that they did that means a lot to me, so I can't complain about that. Now also on the hardware, you do have a 90 hertz display. This is something that is nice for OnePlus users, or just smartphone users in general. Having a 90 hertz display, yeah, that's good. So you go into advanced, you go into refresh rate. You can permanently set it for 90 hertz. It's not adaptive like some companies, which isn't a bad thing. It's just you can turn it on and off. Some companies have it to where you can't, and you have a 60 hertz option. And some companies just when they first launched, a lot of people were just doing adaptive. You have no control over when it comes on. Remember that? Yeah. But I think the hardware on this is solid. Even though it's a slippery device, it does get fingerprints really easy. That shouldn't bother you too much, but it does get fingerprints really easy. So put a case on it or a scan and you'll be fine. But the hardware on here is really solid. All right, guys, so Here we are with the front camera shooting at 1080p 60. This is the highest resolution that this camera can shoot at. It's 1080p 60, and it's absolutely fantastic. The audio that comes from here, everything looks good. As I look in the viewfinder here, everything looks great, man. It's focusing on my face. It's not distorting anything. There's no softening going on. All the settings are legit. No filters or anything. And I think this looks really good. So you tell me what you think about this sample for the front camera. All right, now here's the rear camera, and let me know how much you can tell the difference between the two. Like, if I didn't tell you this was the rear camera, would you think it was the front camera? Based on the history of OnePlus. The OnePlus 7 Pro was one of the best front cameras OnePlus ever offered, and it was nice, and I think this phone on the front camera kind of continues that. But tell me what you think about this rear camera footage, and would you think this was a rear camera? Is it too soft? Is it too crisp? Is it overdoing it? What do you think? All right. So, as you can see in those clips, the cameras on here are actually really, really good. On the rear, though, you have this 64 megapixel f1.8 wide-angle camera. Then you have an 8 megapixel ultra-wide, a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and a 2 megapixel macro sensor. I don't know why a company will put both of those on there. I know depth of field is for the 2 megapixel, but the macro shots give depth of field. So I don't understand why they do that, but they do it. I think it's just to say that they did it. And the rear camera's recording 4K, 30 frames per second max, and it also does 30 frames per second cinematic. So if you go into the settings here, you can see video resolution. You'll see 4K cinematic at 30 frames per second. It also tells you the file size per megabytes, 30 seconds for each one. So that's pretty dope. In the front camera, I keep it at 1080p 60. So the front camera also, by the way, is a 16 megapixel f2.1 with HDR. And again, it has EIS on the front camera, which means if you're gonna walk around and stuff like that, you know, this front camera should be great for vlogging. It does 1080p 60, and I think that's gonna be good enough. So the cameras on here, when you start to compare them to other devices, these cameras, they're good, man. I mean, the front camera, I really like it. And you know, I do a lot of vlogs and stuff, so these rear cameras, the rear cameras come across a little soft for some reason. And all the settings for the photos are right, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I had on any kind of filters or anything, so yeah, everything's good. So, you know, I don't understand why the rear camera has kind of a softness to it. But while we're in here, you can go ahead and see the pro mode and the nightscape and the video and the panorama. So you know, these are all the things that are options that you can actually use. But you know, the camera quality on here, I think it's totally worth the $299 or less that they're offering right now. If you look in the description, the link from Wireless Place, this is where this came from. You can grab it for $279. So with this device, I'm going to switch over to network because the Wireless Place version, it has LTE for the US. But the reason I can confidently, I mean, it's up to you to make your own choice. I'm not just recommending Wireless Place just because I get money from them, because the truth is I don't get any money from them. So, but the fact is they're reputable now. Their reputation is cool. And also, you know, they have the GSM unlocked international versions, which is what this is. So if you travel, then you will get 5G. But if you don't travel in the US, the most I've gotten is LTE plus. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. You make a choice on what you want to buy. I don't really care that 5G is a thing right now. I think 4G LTE is more than enough, and the speeds on most devices are really good. So you make a decision on that. Now, the internals of this device is a Snapdragon 690. This is one of the newer 5G processors from Qualcomm, and it works great. I mean, the speed and everything, the way this device works, no problems whatsoever. I don't have any problems with the things loading, and there's just nothing. Everything works good. And there's a photo for OnePlus. Yeah, I posted on it. Everything. Was that Grant got the new joint? Ooh. Oh, that's the Mate that's the Mate 40 Pro. I was like, whoa, he got some. Grant keeps some new stuff. You don't know who Grant Likes Tech, formerly Grant S. Yeah, he's got a good channel, man. Check him out. So the chipset in here is enough. You get 6 gigs of RAM, and that's DDR4. And you get 128 gigs of storage, plus you can expand it up to 512 gig SSD. That's dope. That's taking care of the customers. If you are into
an SD card. Personally, I don't really have to have an SD card because the internal storage is fast and the SD cards aren't as fast. So you've got cloud storage for a lot of things now. So I just feel like 128 gigs. I remember we all complained about 64. Now that we got 64, everybody's complaining about 128. It's not going to stop. Folks, reality is 128 gigs of storage on a device. See, I think when people talk about storage, they think about themselves and they don't think about the other consumers, the real consumers. I don't think we're techies aren't real consumers. We're not. We have these unrealistic expectations of companies. I'm just keeping it all the way 100 with you. Technology people have unrealistic expectations from the tech companies. Now, the only thing I agree on with most techies out there is the price on devices. The prices on these devices are outrageous sometimes. But then when you get a device like this, you got Motorola doing 128, Google doing 128, OnePlus doing 128. 128 gigs of storage is more than enough. Get over yourself if you think it's not. No disrespect. But that's those techies out there who keep pushing the agenda that 128 is not enough. Now, there are a small percentage of consumers that 128 gigs probably is not enough. But those are the people that like to keep everything on their phone. Those are people that like keep everything on their phone. And some people just shoot for the biggest memory, 512, 256, just to have that storage option. All I'm making a point is, personally for me, 128 gigs, and also with at least 65% or 80% of the world, 128 gigs is more than enough. Done with that discussion. Internals on here are good. Price is good. Battery life is good. I mean, because on the battery, you're looking at a big battery, 4,300 milliamps, in a phone with a 1080p display in a not so power hungry processor. You see what I'm saying? So I'm feeling it, man. Overall, I think this device is hot. There's only so much you can talk about in a review because this device is stock Android with this device right here. So if you want to customize this device, you just go into customizations and boom, you can change this any way you want. You can just do whatever. It switches up. You do whatever. Boom. Good. Gone. The customizations on here are fire. You can change this thing and make it look different in a matter of seconds. That's why I like OnePlus devices, man. My only con for this device, I brought it out and you can change all the little icons and everything. You can really hammer this home, man. You can go in here and change the icon pack, change it to the square icon pack. You could just do it however you want to do it. And you can also add icon packs to the device from the Play Store, no additional charge, and you don't have to do anything. So that's something that you should take note of. And as a matter of fact, let me go into the Play Store real quick, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Go to icon pack. I purchased a lot of icon packs, so hopefully some of mine show up at the top. Yeah, no, I'd have to go into my account. Let me just go ahead and go to Ortus because I bought the Ortus icon pack, and here we go. I bought this a long time ago. And we'll install it. The square one is free, but the round one right here, I think it cost me $1 back in the day or something like that. So we go back in here to settings. I'll leave that over here. We go back in here to settings and we go to home screen. Oh, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go back in here. Let's go back into settings right here. And we go to customize and we go ahead and go to icons. And then now you see the Ortus pack in there and boom, it changes. And the reason, I forgot who turned me on to Ortus. Ortus is dope because it changes all the icons. You know how some icon packs don't get changed? Ortus, they keep their software updated so every icon will change to something. It will not stay the same. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the OnePlus Nord, in my opinion, it's not a step backwards. The only con I have is no mute vibrate switch, but it offset to compensate for me as a consumer. I like that they put a headphone jack in there. So I'm on with this one, man. I think this one is nice. I highly recommend it. Hit the link in the description, or go where you want to get it from. You can get it direct from OnePlus. You can get it from Wireless Place. You can get it from eBay, Amazon. The link in the description takes you to Wireless Place, and right now, currently, the recording of this video is it's $279. They have fast shipping. You'll get it in at least 2 to 3 days. Most times, I can get it in 2 days. So you do the math of what you want to do. You make the decision for yourself. But right now, for those who have the OnePlus Nord, I know they're happy. It's your man Jay. I'm out.